Hi, beloveds. Blessings. So nice to be here. Hmm. I shared with you last week on Friday where I had that meltdown, and I will be talking more about that. It has been continuing and advancing into its transformation. So before you continue to listen to this transmission, let's take a couple of deep breaths together. Inhaling through the nose, exhaling through the mouth. And as you're breathing and connecting to your heart, just notice if your heart is ready to receive this transmission, if you are in a grounded state, if you feel that it's a yes to receive this now, or if you're maybe in a state where it would be more beneficial for you to return back and listen to this as an invitation to everything we do now, to always run everything through our truth system. So even the things that we love with it, even the most, that we honor the new us by checking in all the time. So something that we maybe even do daily that we love, even connecting with our best friend, or even making love with our beloved, just like always check in. Where am I now? Even if you're eating your favorite food, whatever it is, run everything through your true system, because you have upgraded, you are ready for a new higher level of truth, and you're worthy of giving that to yourself, and through giving that to yourself you will be at that reflection out to the world. So here we are, beyond middle part of January, right? 2024, the year of purpose, the year of that eternal infinite energy, which means number 8, which means receiving as much as we are giving, and giving as much as we are receiving, feeling this infinite flow all the time. And I don't know about you guys, but my strongest commitment towards myself, my intention this year, is to keep balance, to keep and hold balance. And it's interesting because the year number 8 has also to do with that full merge between the feminine and the masculine. So Hero Gamos, divine union, Christ Sophia. We have Sophia in her essence, the divine feminine. We have Christ in its divine masculine essence. And they're really never separated, but we need also to feel the polarity of them. And when they come together, the third entity gets birthed, which is Christ Sophia, divine union. So now it's this like really this year where if there's any part of us that has not healed our divine feminine, so if we're in any way in a resentment towards our own feminine or other feminines, or in resentment towards our own masculine or other masculine energies, that needs to be healed in its solid form, the magnet and the electro. And then the third, Christ Sophia, the Holy Son, we can also say, its birth. And that is that year now, year 8, the dragon year. It's like so much transformation on all levels. And imagine what will happen. So 2022, the template of Hero Gamos, the divine union was possible on Earth on a completely new level. So herogamic unions and people meeting their divine counter partner happened, and then 2023 that continued, and 2024 it's beyond. So these couples, you can say, also anchored in a lot of electromagnetic energy that assisted Earth. So this divine union within ourselves is possible on new levels right now. So this will be amplified. So if I have a hard time to soften into my divine feminine, or if I have a hard time to connect with my divine masculine, the space holder for the feminine, that will be amplified, and it's a gift when it comes through, because we all want to be able to hold both energies. Even if I, in my female body, have chosen to be the receiver through my magnetic body, and my beloved is the transmitter through his electric body, we still need to be able to have this union. And that creates, of course, a massive change, not only in relationships, but in the entire collective field, because the old controller system and the matrix wanted to separate and not make us go into the feminine and the masculine union. So, I mean, this has been under a massive war, and it was amplified, right, during 2023 with a gender story, so to say. So just imagine what will happen when couples, mothers, fathers, sisters, brothers are moving into that divine union within themselves. And just energetically, you can imagine, right, what that will create. So all of this is happening, and as each and every one of us are connecting more and more into Hirogamo's template, the electromagnetic field of Earth is getting stronger and stronger and stronger, and we are magnetizing in very high levels of energies, which makes our consciousness rising very fast. So next thing comes to, okay, so here I am manifesting ease, right? I shared this last week. And after our magical one-on-one portal activation, I was in this shock, because it was so easy that I didn't even understand. I mean, through eons of lifetimes, you know, it has been so much struggle, so much forcing, so much doing, so much, actually, I would say, wounded masculine energy. And, you know, throughout these years, been healing and healing and healing that, and coming to this place where it's actually easy. And even noticing that in my private sessions. It's 1 year ago since I had private sessions, and it's so much more easy. And it's not only, you know, for me, because the light body that comes to me, the client, has evolved so much, and there's so much self responsibility and devotion that it becomes so much easy. So what happens when everything becomes ease and grace? So it's almost like, you know, that deeper layer of ego where, like, okay, you're probably listening, many of you are thinking, if I would have ease and grace, I wouldn't complain. But I mean, the nervous system doesn't even know. It's like, okay, this is a completely new way of existing. Maybe we experienced that in some incarnations in the beginning of Lemuria, in the beginning of the second root race in Atlantis, right? That's harmonious. Ease and grace. But having to go through all these crazy falls in those timelines of like fall and fall after fall after fall after darkness, after so much pain, and then coming to this awareness and then re-experiencing it, that's something completely different. And for me, that's almost like a trauma in itself. It's like, so now what am I supposed to do now, you know? So through that, comes much, much louder no's and much louder yes. And you probably felt this in your body. I mean, you know, the no is so loud that it's almost, almost purge it out, because the self-love that is growing within us is so strong now. So it's like, if someone takes it personal when you say your no, it's like, okay, but that's not my responsibility. So if any layer inside of you that's still like ego, some part of the ego personality that holds on to that need to be loved, need to be liked, need to be seen as soft and not a hard, mean person, if that's still there, that's now being dissolved. And as that being dissolved, it's like a shock, right? When the no is so loud and the yes inside of you is so clear. So it's like, oh, okay, so that means that, a next level of relationships will change. Where we are in the awakening, we cannot continue to have any relationships. There is not 100% truth, love, light, and power. I'm sorry to say that, but that needs to be dissolved. If you're here to work and serve in the light, those contracts will be dissolved. Now is the time where we're going to need to spend time. If we're going to spend time with anyone, it's going to be with those that vibrate in the same frequency as us. So there's no space for those that think they need to source on you, or that wants to continue with the stories that are stuck in the past. That needs to change and shift. And with that comes this deeper, amazing, intimate relationships that is just in front of us, like in this higher timeline that we stepped into. That's where all of those relationships are, and you will see it. And in December, we experienced this like contraction where we went inward into solitude. And you might think that it's almost the same now, because you have a sense of feeling energetically that you don't want to be with a lot of people. But the thing is, something that my beautiful sister put words into, the time now is when we hold the space for ourselves. So it's not really that solitude, it's not an isolation, it's not contraction, it's actually expansion, but not expansion so much with others. It's expansion with yourself. It's you holding space for your wounded inner child, holding space for your divine crazy inner child, holding space for your wounded feminine, holding space for your divine feminine, your wounded masculine, your divine masculine, and your hero gammas, your Christ Sophia, you holding space for you. And that is also like, sorry, wow, this is interesting. This feels really good. So we went through this period of like in the beginning, before the awakening, we were usually like entangled into different relationships. We were connecting, and maybe like, when we shared something with our old friends, we went into stories and there was gossiping and stuff like that. And then we started awakening and we left that, and we needed to go a little bit inward, and we almost isolated ourselves because the old relationships didn't work. And then we started to find some soul sisters, soul brothers, and they started to hold space for us. And then there was this period where we needed to go inward again and have this rebirth over and over again, November and December especially. And now it's this new space where we're like, whoa, okay. So I have my soul brothers and soul sisters, but I can actually hold space for myself. And this is really, really nice. And it is not a contraction. It is not a space of hiding. It's a new, completely new space. Something that my guides wanted me to talk about is also again, timing, because I guess you are getting a lot of fragments like this, boom, 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 boom. There's so many timelines coming in, past, future, past, future, past, future. And they're crossing and they're zigzagging because, as I said before, they're coming into one. And it's almost like they haven't decided yet, right? So I'm still coming back from the future all the time. I'm noticing that and adjusting and fixing things. So it gets better. And through that, we just get these glimpses, like, okay, I'm going to write a book. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. And sometimes we think that it's now, but it's actually not the right timing. So that's something that my human self have a hard time with, especially if you're a manifestor generator. Then it becomes like, okay, but I saw this timeline. I feel that I'm going to do this. So let's try to do this now. And it's like, no, no, no. As what came through in the 111 activation, remember this daily if you can. Because my guides are minding me every day. They're like structuring my field and assisting me to structure my field. So I feel this energy of receiving. They just say, structure your field, with intentions, but then feel how you are creating this magnetism of things into your field of what is for you. So it comes to you and it comes with ease and grace. It's like, so structuring your field energetically and allowing it to come to you, which means, again, things are becoming, from going back to basic, and I talked about this so many times, coming back to basic. There were aspects in the beginning of our awakening, of our spiritual ascension, that we bypassed, and not maybe always bypassed, but we were not so interested about it then. Now is the time to really start connecting. So this has been coming in for me, like connecting with my chakras on new levels, which is like ecstatic. It's like it's a new dimension of information and a sense. Just going in, boom, 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 activating them, boom, 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 clearing them, boom, 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 like balancing them. It's a game changer. It's a game changer. And you will notice that many things that you were doing in the beginning of your awakening is returning back now when you have gathered, all this, I think, the upper things, galactic, cosmic levels. And now you're like, I'm anchoring it down into Earth. And that's why the chakra activation on the 31st of January, which I'll put a link into in the end, is coming big time. And not to talk about the root chakra that is like so ready for next level, so ready for next level. So before I start the activation, I just really, really, really want to have you acknowledge distractions, your avoidance, any old truths and explanations. Look that up daily. Look at your distractions. Look at what you're avoiding. Look at any old truths about yourself and those around you and life on earth. And also look at your expectations. All of those 4 areas are blocking much of the higher that wants to come in. And the last thing, I just want to really emphasize that there is no coincidence to nothing that happens right now. I mean, look at every single person you meet on a daily basis. When you cross the street, when you ride the bike, when you go with the bus, when you go to the gym, when you receive a message, when you see a number, like when you get a remembrance of an old experience, the divine orchestration is hitting the roof now. It is hitting the roof. Every single person, every single thing you hear and you're experiencing is so divinely orchestrated. It's next level on that. So just like expand your awareness. That's also why we want to limit distractions, avoidance, any old truths, expectations, and mind loops. And that's why my guides have me seated 30 minutes in silence every day now in meditation after my clearing to just like come back to even stronger focus and awareness and presence in this here and now, because being present and not distracted makes you see all this divine intervention happening for you all the time, which clears fears, clears any expectations and controlling and planning and thinking and chasing. It just really makes you again move into this structured vibration, this higher frequency of your field, so it just can come into you with ease and grace. Okay, beloveds. Nurunukishanarana kurututananarana katatarana turunukiatarana karatiashatanarana kurutuishiasaya. So we open the space in God's infinite love, light, and power. Ask only for what is in the highest divine order for each and every one to come in and come through. Close all negative portals, inorganic artificial timelines. So the teams are describing this beautiful room. It's like you're stepping into a room which is the universal room. That's what they're explaining it. And somehow it actually looks like the background I'm having here, but so much more magnificent. And it's this universal room with so much galactic and cosmic energies, colors, so many light codes, advanced sacred geometry. And as you are in this universal room, your guides ask you to breathe. So let's breathe this universal room into your heart and into your entire energy field, because this is your universal field. This is your universal, even your multiversal field. This is your encodement. This is the vibration, the structure of the infinite capacity you have to bring in the highest manifestation, the limitless capacity you have in this energetic space to bring in your deepest longing, your passion. Relax your brain, relax your mind. You don't need to think, you don't need to see, you don't need to know anything. Right now, the teams, especially the galactics and the guardian hosts, the gatekeepers, the Acturians are in each corner, north, south, east, west, earth, sky, and heart, directing the four corners in the light of unity and oneness, assisting to hold this space where you can just bathe in this multiversal encodement of your soul's capacity to manifestation. It's like you're in the midst of the multiverses, and there's limitless abundance. There's a limitless force of creation where you can create anything, but the only thing you need to focus on right now is to be the vibration of the highest love. So right now, just feel love, how much you love, how many you love, and how much you can love. And also feel your truth, how much truth you have within you, and how much power. As you're standing in your light pillar, down to earth, up to source, down to earth, up to God's source, you are your mission. You are your mission in a light pillar. This is all that you need to do. Just emanate that full love, truth, and power. And from here, you have the entire existence around you. And you just feel and you inhale how you're breathing in what is for you and exhaling what is for you to give out. Inhaling, feeling how it comes closer to you, all that is meant for you. And you're exhaling, giving out all what is to be given out from you. From this place, you're creating this infinite sign of the 8, the year 8 of infinite, eternal possibilities. The dragons comes in, of course, reminding of the year of the dragons. They're just going around with their golden eggs and activating some more parts of your light body. And just be here, breathe, expand, be in this conscious state and awareness of how limitless and powerful and eternal you are. Beautiful. Just contract this into your heart for recording, as we ask for all of this to be sealed and to be integrated with ease, grace, love, light, and empowerment. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So be it, so be it, so be it. It is done. Thank you, beloveds. I so much enjoy to be here out with you. So the time just flies away. So you always find the link to my next coming work in the lives, and there's some awesome things coming up here. The chakra activation, next level, and I have some more treats coming up. The facilitator training for you that want to come and train with me in person in Glastonbury. And then, of course, the whole weekend in Glastonbury, just the weekend after. Many of you are coming to both. We are so blessed, beloveds. It's just like it's this integration of the new and the old, and it's ease and grace, and allowing ourselves feeling worthy to have it easefully and gracefully. And I love you. Have a blessed coming weekend.